Hi Shikikins. Today we're gonna share to you some fun facts about the USS destroyer ship, Laffey. If you miss our previous episode, check it out in the link on description. If you want to vote which ship should we feature next, please consider subscribing to our channel. Alright, let's get right to it.
Azur Lane.
USS Destroyer Laffey, an elite ship from the Eagle Union faction.
揺らさないで。指揮官指揮官。ラフィこわい。
Laffey is one of the Benson-class destroyers of the U.S. Navy, together with Benson, Bailey, Koch, and Hobby. She is also one of the starter ships in English and China server of the Azur Lane mobile game, together with Z-23 and Javelin. Both in game and in animation, Laffey is being shown as fond of drinking the so-called secret coolant.
飲まないとやってられない。これはこのラベル、中身は何？中身はただの秘伝冷却水。紛らわしいわね。満たされないと眠気が来ないのに。
Laffey's drinking habit, or let's call it alcoholism, is based from the warfare event way back on World War II. In the destroyer ships, the Navy used to fuel torpedo motors with 180 proof grain alcohol. But being thirsty in the ocean, the sailors managed to distill it to remove the added impurities and then drink it to their satisfaction. This alcoholic beverage is known as the torpedo juice. Specifically, Laffey's torpedo men are fond of drinking this alcoholic beverage, where they mix 2 parts torpedo fuel and 3 parts of pineapple or any other juice. Therefore, this is where Laffey's drinking habit was based from. In the game, and in every episode of the animation, Laffey is always sleepy or being narcoleptic.
ポカポカ。すみません。ゆうちゃん知りませんか？はい。おねむ。
ラフィー、そろそろ授業が始まるから寝ないでください。
ラフィーちゃん起きて。あと6時間。
6時間は長いよ。
スピー。寝てない。
The origin of this habit is based on her warfare history. Most of her sorties or battle events happen during the night. This is also referenced as to why she holds a spotlight in her default skin of the game, which is also shown in the animation adaptation.
ラフィーも行く。みんなを助けに行きましょう。
Laffey's username in Juustagram is Laffey.A2. Some people might think that it's just derived from her name because it sounds similar. But the real origin is also related to her alcoholism. The 1982 Laffey is a famous wine legend. It is one of the most expensive wine vintage which is ranked as superior by famous wine tasters. Destroyer Laffey being connected to alcohol, they use a famous drink for her Juustagram username. Laffey's first skill, Wargod of Solomon, is a strong self-buff effect that has a chance to increase own firepower, reload, and evasion when firing her main gun. The origin of this skill is based from the historical Battle of Guadalcanal, which is also known as the Third Battle of Solomon Sea. The naval battle of Guadalcanal was just about to begin when the Japanese force, a group of 2 battleships, 1 light cruiser, and 14 destroyers, appeared on the horizon. Laffey lashed out at the enemy with gunfire and torpedoes. She did a tremendous amount of damage to the several enemy ships. Therefore, that's where her skill and nickname Wargod of Solomon was based from. Inside the game, Laffey mentioned Hiei in one of her lines.
今考えると、あの時指揮官がいたら、ヒエを沈められたかもしれない。 でもあの子が指揮官に手を出したらラフィが許さないもん。
This is also based from, during the Battle of Solomon. At the height of the violent battle, an enemy battleship Hiei came slashing through the darkness, and both Laffey and Hiei headed at full speed for the same spot. Laffey damaged Hiei's sides with torpedoes and shelled her bridge and superstructure. This didn't sink Hiei, but her shells wounded the admiral and killed his chief of staff. Another ship that is mentioned is Furutaka.
強がっても意味ない。
This line is reference to the Battle of Cape Esperance, during which Furutaka's deck caught fire after a shell fragment landed on her torpedo pipes and burned bright during the night. Thus, she became a prime target, but nonetheless, she charged onto the US fleet to shield Aoba from US fire. She was promptly sunk with over 90 shells landing on her already burning hull. There are two vessels named after the U.S. Navy Bartlett Laffey. The original Laffey DD-459 was launched on 1941. After it was sunk, the second vessel Laffey 724 was constructed on 1943, in honor of the first ship. DD-459 represents the default skin, while DD-724 represents the retrofit upgrade. The second Laffey was considered as the most decorated World War II U.S. destroyer. This is also a reference in the retrofit line of Laffey.
見た目がかっこよくなったけど何も変わっていないって。ラフィ、褒められた？
The retrofit skin unlocks her skill annihilation mode and significantly increases her evasion stat. This is based from the event when the second Laffey survived the vicious kamikaze attack. The ship earned the nickname the ship that would not die for her exploits during the D-Day invasion and the Battle of Okinawa, when she successfully withstood a determined assault by conventional bombers and the most unrelenting kamikaze air attacks in history. Laffey's stats is decent to be considered as an all-rounder ship even in the late game. It is greatly advisable to max her level and retrofit her because the retrofit increase is very efficient. In this line, some Laffey fans might be curious. What is a Yayanami? Is it a typo error of Yayanami?
指揮官がラフィの面倒を見てもラフィは指揮官に頼らない。ラフィ、指揮官に飼いならされない。
Actually, it is referenced from the Azur Lane Slow Ahead manga. In this frame, where Yayanami is lazing around and just playing, and the word is written on her shirt. Thus, in this line, Laffey is referring to a lazy Yayanami. Which fun fact is your favorite? Do you know some other fun facts about her? Comment your thoughts below. If you want to vote who should we feature next, please consider subscribing.